Hello friends, Alon the International Cruiser here. And the Royal Caribbean has announced major changes to 3 of its cruise ships in 2026, and I'm really excited about it, especially since I already have a booking on one of those ships, so I'll be boarding it after the mentioned upgrade. Definitely a pleasant surprise. So which ships will be upgraded as part of the Royal Amplified program? What will be renewed and what will be added to each ship? All this and more in this video. A short intro and let's get started. There aren't many things as impressive as discovering all the details about a new ship, but the closest thing to that is a ship undergoing an upgrade. And Royal Caribbean has announced that 3 of its ships are going to receive significant upgrades as part of the Royal Amplified initiative. The Ovation of the Seas, the Harmony of the Seas, and the Liberty of the Seas. All the work will be carried out in the spring of 2026, and cruise passengers can look forward to new restaurant concepts, entertainment venues, suites, and upgrades to public areas on each of the ships. The core changes being made to each ship are similar to what we've seen in previous upgrades. For example, on the Allure of the Seas earlier this year, on the Freedom of the Seas in 2020, and before that on ships like the Navigator of the Seas, the Mariner of the Seas, and the Independence of the Seas. In fact, you can already book cruises on these ships. So in the end, you just need to book a cruise that's scheduled to depart after the renovations are completed, which seem to be planned for the spring. So anyone who, like me, has booked a cruise for the later part of summer 2026 will be able to enjoy them. And these upgrades are truly about enhancing the experience on the ships. In fact, Royal Caribbean said that they are making these changes following the feedback received from the upgrades on the Allure of the Seas, which underwent the same upgrades earlier this year. So let's dive into all the changes coming to each ship, starting with the Ovation of the Seas. The work on her will be carried out in April 2026, and she will receive a renovated pool deck that will include private cabanas and a new jacuzzi. New additions on the deck will include the Giovanni's Italian Bar, Izumi Teppanyaki, the Pesky Parrot Bar with a tiki design, and a new nightlife venue called Sound Cellar. The casino will also be expanded, and Royal Caribbean will add new suites, including the Ultimate Family Suite and the Panoramic Suite. There are a few interesting things here. First, Sound Cellar is a completely new venue. We don't have any details about it yet because Royal Caribbean hasn't shared almost anything about it except for the name. I'm not sure if it will replace the musical show or if it will be in a completely different location. For bar enthusiasts, the Pesky Parrot will be the new spot for you. The Pesky Parrot was first introduced on the ship Utopia of the Seas, and it's a bar that's really fun to hang out at. This will be the 3rd ship to get this bar, along with Utopia, and of course also the Allure. The Pesky Parrot originally replaced the Bionic Bar and took its place, but on the Ovation there is a Bionic Bar in a rather small area, so I'm not sure if they'll be able to put the Pesky Parrot there. I assume they will, but it doesn't look like there's enough space for it there, so it will be interesting to see if it will replace or be added to the Bionic Bar on the ship, and if it's added, then where they'll place it. In any case, I'm looking forward to seeing how they'll actually try this out because it's quite a significant upgrade. And moving on to ship number 2, Harmony of the Seas, which will also be upgraded in April 2026, and that will fit perfectly with its cruise season in Europe. Basically, Harmony will arrive in Europe, undergo renovations, and then start sailing in Europe itself, similar to what Allure of the Seas did earlier this year, just next year. After that, Harmony will return to the Caribbean for the fall. The upgrades on this ship include a Caribbean-style pool area with the lime and coconut bar, a renovated solarium, the addition of a Brazilian steakhouse, samba grill, and the largest casino in the fleet. In addition, the Ultimate Family Suite will also be added to the ship. Now, two things stand out to me about this upgrade. First, the design of the solarium. I don't know this for sure, but I assume it's because ever since the ship was launched, people didn't like the fact that there was no pool in the solarium, whereas all the other Oasis class ships do have a pool in this area, but Harmony did not. Instead, there was a kind of misting system for cooling off. I guess that at Royal Caribbean, they thought that adults could manage without a pool. They don't need to get in the water, they just want to sunbathe or lie on the comfortable chairs. But this wasn't well received. They didn't explicitly say there will be a pool now, but that's probably the direction. The second surprise is that Samba Grill is coming back. This is the first restaurant that Royal Caribbean is suddenly bringing back after having already removed it from the new ships. Royal Caribbean kept the Samba Grill on Allure when it was upgraded, and now they're adding it to Harmony, so maybe Royal Caribbean will change their mind and we'll see the Samba Grill return to more ships in the future. By the way, the Samba Grill is a Brazilian steakhouse located in the Solarium area, so the Solarium on Harmony will be getting a serious upgrade as a result. Additionally, I don't think so, and Royal hasn't said this, but it will be interesting to see if they also replace the solarium panels from open to closed, as is the case on similar ships. And finally, we have the Liberty of the Seas. I don't know exactly when it will receive the upgrades, probably in the spring, but when I checked its schedule, I didn't see a gap that would fit a renovation. However, I don't think they would start a season and stop in the middle, or at least I hope not. In any case, the Liberty of the Seas will receive similar upgrades to the other ships, including a renovated pool deck, a new escape room concept called Royal Escape Room, culinary additions like El Loco Fresh, Izumi Teppanyaki, and of course the Starbucks Cafe. The ship will sail from Southampton in the summer of 2026 and then return to Galveston for winter cruises to the Western Caribbean. So what do you think about the upgrades? Let me know in the comments below. Which of these upgrades excites you the most? And will you book a cruise because of it? And while you're there, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so YouTube will let you know when a new video is uploaded. And where do we go from here?